my question is, like, at number 9, I think Mac Jones could possibly still be there, but would there be any other quarterbacks that fall down to 9? I've seen Justin Fields' name mentioned as falling. I've seen Trey Lance's name mentioned as falling.
Yeah, maybe.
Like, if there was a possibility of a quarterback falling, who would it be?
Well, if you look at Chris Sims' top draft picks,
Good Lord. He had Mac Jones 3rd.
And,
like, I
and
like
Kellen
the guy,
Mond,
Kellen
Mond 4th. Like, he's like maybe 5th, 6th round projected. So, you know.
Oh man.
Yeah, Chris Sims was on.
If we drafted Kellen Mond with the 9th overall pick, we could go live and I'll trash this whole entire thing right here. Just
So there's Mark is asking who our first pick. Mark is asking who our first pick for the draft will be, and then Duke was asking, and I think it was, there it is. Do you think Peyton stays put at pick 9 or moves the 9th pick up or down in the draft? Honestly, I think it kind of depends on if there's a quarterback available and who it is. Like, if it's me, I wouldn't mind falling back a couple spots, like trading back a couple spots, getting a tackle, and then picking up a couple more draft picks, and then you can go get corner, linebacker, and then whatever else you need. That's me.
Yeah, I'll probably have to kind of piggyback off that answer there, Mike. Basically, it'll just come down to what the Broncos can do in free agency in terms of trying to get what they can with what they have, and then trying to use the draft to kind of cover up, whatever's remaining. And that's if they don't trade away that spot. The interesting thing is that the Texans are on a bit of a clock, because if they're going to try to get anything for Deshaun Watson, they have to do it before the free agency and the draft, because if they don't, anytime after that, all these teams that are looking for a quarterback, they're already going to have one. So his value is going to diminish. So, but if I had to pick a position, I'd probably say either cornerback or inside linebacker.
At 9 or trading back?
At 9. If they trade back, they'll probably more than likely go for a linebacker, I think. But 9, cornerback.
Okay. Anybody else?
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess we'll just find out really how George Payton. It just really depends on how he values what position. I think for me personally, I would probably trade back and see if I could get another first for next year, just because if we are in a situation with quarterback again, and we have a potential to move up for a quarterback, we might need to do that. So I would like that option, but mainly because I like the depth of this draft more than I like just the top few outside of quarterback. So I would have no problem trading back if I were George Payton, but we'll find out how he values. I mean, I think Michael Parsons is going to be the real big question mark of this whole first, top 10 picks. Who thinks that his off the field issues are a huge deal or not? But I mean, because the talent's obviously there, but we'll see.
Mark says they've got Denver trading up to number 4 for Fields per Josh Edwards at CBS mock draft.
Don't listen to CBS.
I mean, if they're going, because at that point you'd think that Lawrence would be gone. You would think that Wilson would be gone. So you'd have Fields, Lance would be the last 2 of the main 4 standing.
So that's the Falcons pick, 4, I believe.
Yeah, because Miami's got 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have the Houston pick.
Maybe. A lot of people. I think it's I think it's an option, because then you could get then maybe Trey Lance would fall, or a Mac Jones would be there at 9 for the Falcons, because I don't think the Falcons are going to be maybe looking for a quarterback, but to sit behind Matt Ryan for a couple of years until his contract's up, or maybe till next year at least. So I think they're not. The fact that they're up this high, they want to go for a quarterback, because they're not up here very often, but they have the opportunity of having him sit for a year. So I think that them moving back a little bit for that is potential. Whether or not we are that aggressive, I don't know about that.
Muhammad, I love Parsons at 9. I know there's the off-field issue, but he scares the crap out of me. Talent-wise, like it's there, but whoofda. He's got some issues off the field.
He beats people up off the field as much as he does on the field, maybe more.
Well, among other things.
So
it's like
that's a problem.
Yeah.
And the issue is that he has so much riding for his future and the rest of his life, and he's making those types of decisions knowing that's what scares me about a guy making really, really bad decisions.
Bucky Brooks is close to the family, and he was worried about it. So, like, if he's willing to go out and say he's worried about it, then you might have some real problems there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. He makes me nervous. That's
not so much goats, NorCal.
Well, and that's also kind of why I was bringing up quarterback at number 9. I mean, if let's say that Mac Jones is available, I like him with Shermer, but I don't know if I trust him outside of that. I mean, he's one of those quarterbacks that's like scheme specific, and so I don't know if let's say that we go 7-9 or 8-8, and then Shermer's not back and Fangio's not back. Well, then what? You have like a very specific scheme fit quarterback. Like, what do you do at that point? So it makes me nervous if you're not going with one of those upper 4.
I don't know if you saw Louis Riddick talking about Mac Jones, but he couldn't. I mean, he was just raving about that guy, and just about his intelligence and the fact that he can make any throw on the field, and just the guy just went on. And I love Louis, so I mean, it made me think a little bit about it. But then I remembered that if we get Mac Jones, Mike will never let us forget it. So
I won't. Just like there's been so many stories and rumors about Fitzpatrick. Yeah.
If the Broncos get Mac Jones and Fitzmagic, really it will signify.
I'm going to drop a mic and just never show my face anywhere else again.
Yeah.
That's what it'll be.
Not going to happen.
Which part, Christy? The personnel or Mike's promise?
Yeah, both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, probably.
It's a crazy promise.
Yeah. It's a crazy promise. Yeah, Mark brings up Caleb Farley, which obviously we've been tied to Caleb Farley. But I mean, would you rather have Farley or Surtain though?
Farley.
Because I don't remember who it was. I want to say it was Luke, but it might have been somebody else. Was saying that Farley has the catch-up speed to fix a mistake, whereas Surtain won't make that mistake in the first place.
Yep.
So I mean, I like it, but what happens if Surtain does make a mistake? Then what?
Yeah, but you also have to think.
And I know that's generalizing a lot, but
yeah, but Farley is also a lot more rough. But I think that it speaks a lot that he is transitioning from a receiver, has had injury issues, and is still linked as the number 1 corner in the draft. Like, he's that good. So I think there's a lot of potential for him, but it's a swing. That's why I'm like, is it worth the 9th pick, or do we just want to move back? But of course, even if we trade back all the Broncos fans, if he pops off, everybody's gonna be like, we should have got Farley. We should have got Farley. So
that's always the story.
Yeah.
No matter what you do, it's always you shoulda. And
shoulda, woulda, coulda.
My pick at 9 is I'm really for the trade back.
If we trade back, what position do we go with? Do you think? On the spot.
I want to say. I never want to say cornerback. I don't like that, but probably linebacker.
Okay. Well, that's one of the reasons why I said trade back and pick a tackle, because you've got Sewell, and then after that, I'd say like 12 to 18. You've got a good range of tackles there that you can
right.
Mm-hmm.
Farley interests me for a couple reasons. I mean, his size is great, but also the fact that he was a quarterback and a wide receiver. So he has that offensive mentality as well, which I think bodes well for somebody that's playing the cornerback position at this point. Like, he knows how a quarterback thinks. He knows how a wide receiver thinks. And now he's on the defensive side. I think he's a really interesting player.